I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, justice for all.
You would pray with me. Heavenly Father, God, we come tonight just especially thankful for allowing us to get through a good graduation and just closing out a difficult school year, Father. We praise you for the board and their leadership, and we praise you for those that made this year possible. We just pray that as we discuss and start planning for the future, God, that your will be done in what we do, and that we follow your lead. In your name we pray. Amen.
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 Thank you, Aaron. Welcome to our board meeting. First thing on the agenda, next thing on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Do we have anything to add or delete?
Nothing to add or delete at this time.
Good. So we need to approve it as presented.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second that.
It has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? And since we do have someone attending virtually, we need to take the vote by roll call.
Tim?
Yes.
Rhonda?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Bev?
Yes.
Wendy?
Wendy? Yes.
All right, it has been approved. Patron comments. Do we have any patron comments today? Moving on. We need approval, excuse me, approval of board minutes. We've all had a chance to read them. So we need a motion for that.
I'll make the motion that we approve the board minutes as shown.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Tim?
Yes.
Rhonda?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Bev?
Yes.
Wendy? Yes. Thank you.
All right, approval of the board minutes. Special presentations.
Yep, I'd like to welcome our technology director / teacher to come up and give an update on the broadband tower and share some exciting news concerning the school website. So Blake, I'll just kind of turn it over to you. I'll jump over to your presentation. I don't know how quickly I'll do it, but
Whenever you get there.
yes.
It's been a busy week with the broadband tower. Lots happening. Whenever that shows up. So this is a project we started. Andy, was it last year about this time we started talking about this? Probably.
Yes.
Pretty close.
Should have about this time. We were in the middle of a pandemic trying to figure out what to do with everything and how to solve some problems as far as connectivity and getting our kids internet. And we sat in this room, the three of us, and I'm like, we could be our own provider. And I don't know if that's the best or worst thing I've said. We'll see. So as far as an update on the project, all the main construction, all the stuff to do with the site for the most part, is, as far as I know, is completed. There's some grounding stuff we're investigating to make sure it was intact and done well. And we survived the recent storm, so it's good enough, that's for sure. It's still there. Everything, as far as I know, we survived all of that without any issues. So that was really good news. All the water towers, everything's intact. So that's good. Go ahead. So, like I said, all the sites are operational. We continue to use the link out to 400 North for our offsite backup, and it's been working very well. Everything, honestly, the infrastructure is holding up well, and I'm very pleased. This is kind of an example, because pictures are cool. This is an example of what one of the point-to-points looks like. That goes from our tower site out to 400 North to the offsite backup, aka my house. And that's a 3-mile link. That's about as long as they like to put this hardware in, and it's running very, very well. Top speed, and it does everything we need to make sure that we have that secondary site for all of our data. That way, if something were to happen here, there were to be some sort of cyber attack or breach, we would have a backup of all the important stuff that we need. And as with current climate, that gets more and more important. So that's working very well. Go ahead. That's just some more data into those links. These are all GPS connected, so I can tell exactly where I'm at, exactly where the school site is, and it's all public air, so it does really well. Yeah, let's see here. This is runs off to Rusty's house. He was kind of our first guinea pig, and the link's running at 88%. We're still trying to figure out what some of these little bits and pieces are. It talks about capacity and that's not where it thinks it should be, but it's been running very well and doing everything we need it to do. We're still kind of tweaking and configuring. So there's more to that we have to figure out, and lots of learning that we're doing.
Just perspective on speed.
Oh,
Rusty's situation, what he sent you yesterday.
the capacity that's listed there is it's in 140 down and 96 up, and that's about what he's getting. It's 150 meg down, which no one's getting.
Yeah, that's his download speed, how fast he gets
Yeah.
content, and 96 is how fast he
You
can
can
put it
push
down.
it back up, and that's his house, mile and a half back to our tower, down the tower in the building, and out the Spectrum fiber.
Yeah, and to put it in perspective with the Spectrum business packages that I pay for, I'm usually around 117 down and 20 up, so he's blown out of the water as far as speed goes.
Okay.
Now, we're pretty close to kind of this single user type scenario. So, each of the towers has 4 antennas, and each antenna kind of points in a direction. The one on the out by Dollar General, we generally kind of avoided Ohio and pointed all 4 of them in different zones towards Indiana. So we'll really have to see how many users can be on each panel and what that does to our capacity. So right now it's 1-to-1, so I'm sure it's super fast. What it does when it's a higher number, when the ratios change, I don't know. But he's got some of the better hardware just for kind of what he does and for the distance and things like that to test. But today we were able to put up some other hardware, and so we'll share that here in a second. That is just kind of an example of what it looks like when we were trying to plan. And I mean, nothing's perfect, but you can see where we are at the school site. That first green line goes out to where Rusty's house is. The other line is out to Burke Farms, because we were investigating that as a potential option. And the green or cyan area should get really good service. The red areas it's predicting there are some trees in the way and some things that are going to block our connection. The one downside about the hardware we're using is it does not penetrate trees, things like that. If you can't see it, if you don't have good clear line of sight, chances are it's not going to work. And if it does work, it's not going to be reliable. Works well in winter, the trees grow their leaves, I don't have internet anymore, that sort of thing. And so those are pieces that we're going to have to educate everybody about and those users, and we're going to have to say no to people because they have trees all around. I mean, Mark built a fort in the middle of his house. He's surrounded by trees and keeps planting them, and so he can't get internet. So that's an example of what that's Rusty's house. That's the connection he put up. You can see the dish on the upper left, and then you can see, if you look really close, there's the tower. And he's hitting the high school tower as opposed to the water tower, which I think is a little off to the left in this situation. But he figured the best would be to head right to the source, and it's working really well. So we did a lot of work to try and configure what a home would look like. And so we have Scott Huffman is here. I was giving him some help at his house the other day, and I stepped out the front door, and the water tower's right there. Perfect. And I'm like, hey, can I give you internet? He's like, well, sure. So we were out there today. We hooked that up. We did some configuring here. Configuring? I don't know if that's a word. But we did a lot of that stuff this week to try and get ready for this. And this is the best test so far of what a home situation looks like. And we had it kind of rigged up in the back room for simulations beforehand, so we weren't at his house all day figuring stuff out, driving back and forth. It took 2 trips. The second one we probably could have, if we'd known better, we could have done without, but it worked really well. And his speed is coming through. I think we got a slide coming up. His speed, that's some more information on the radio itself and frequencies and all that stuff. That's supposedly the capacity at 115 down and 85 up. I mean, those are simulated numbers or they're not real. You're not gonna really get that, but it gives you a ballpark. That's not the word I'm looking for, but close enough.
Scott said at lunch that he's CenturyLink is 8 meg download right now.
Yeah, he's 8 at home at his normal residence, and this is where he's moving to. So it was a nice location to choose. It's under construction. No one's really living there. He gave me a key, and so I kind of come go, fiddle with it, and leave. I don't think I'll have to go back much because it's working. But yeah, go ahead. What we did is we're trying to use some economical hardware that performs well. It's a Ubiquiti hardware, and this is kind of the wireless side. So hopefully we can see and manage homes from this side and things that are connected to it. That's the hope. And this is all new to us, and we've tried some economical hardware that has done well in lots of sectors. And so I'm hoping that this can help us manage and see how things work. That's just kind of an idea of the traffic. We've got it up in our office, and both of our phones are on it, so you see some simulated traffic. But most of that is all speed tests. Most of that traffic is us testing and see how fast it's going. So that's what one of the units looks like on the side of the house. He happened to have a pipe that was literally right exactly where we needed it to go. It's about this big. The standard home unit is about this big. You saw the one on Rusty's house that was bigger. That's for longer distance. So the further we go away, the more we may have to invest in better, more long-range equipment. We have a lot of those units that are supposed to do maximum's probably got to be 3 miles, 2 to 3 miles. Closer the better, obviously. But that's what those units look like.
And he's off the water tower, right?
He's coming off the water tower. And this is the first time we've used a water tower. I mean, we've used the high school tower, but now we're using that link that goes from our tower to that one and then out. So it's definitely a much better test than what we've been doing in the past. And there's his speed from outside the building. I don't think Rusty didn't have keys to go back in, but Google says that's very fast. It is very fast, especially for around here. It's doing real well. Like I said, I mean, these are still kind of that one-to-one scenario. What happens when we start loading this down is going to be something that we figure out as we go forward. Questions about that whole thing? That was a lot, and a lot of graphs and charts.
Are we still looking at 40 houses?
We have the hardware to do, we have the antennas to do 50.
Okay.
Now, I mean, again, that depends a lot on location, and we'll probably judge that by need. We built a survey into our student registration forms this year, so we can gather some of that data.
And we're open to, again, I think you would like to be a test site for us to see. I mean, a couple of you live in great places. It'd be a little bit of a challenge, but a good challenge to work through before we open it up to students to reach out or families to reach out to see if it works. So
that's the big one. Finding folks that are staff or associated folks that are willing to do some tests that are more forgiving. Like Rusty still has both of his our internet connection to his. So if something doesn't work, he's still connected. He's still okay, and so he's still running both for now. I mean, Scott's house, one's house is under construction. He's not living there. If the internet doesn't work, it's not a big deal. But so we're still, working through those troubleshooting phases. So
Do you still need locations to help relay the signal? Like on our properties or something to help you out?
we did.
Sending the students that are far out there.
We did purchase, in part of the whole project, we did purchase an extra set of panel antennas, what would the subscribers or the users would connect back to. So we have an extra set of 4. We don't have any additional point-to-point links right now, which is something we can acquire. But at the moment, before we turn on another site, I want to kind of get these working the way we want before we add more. But the further we try to reach out, the more we're going to need other sites. So the answer is eventually.
we have a verbal commitment from Cardinal Ethanol, if that's the direction we want to go, because a lot of homes in the county can see them.
Right.
To put some antennas up there, so. Yeah, Wendy, there is potential that we would need some sites up north. I think that's the question mark area for us, so.
And
And
I
you
know,
can look on the map thing and see where we've got ground.
yeah. Well, and I know the county is definitely looking at that at the northeast. I've been involved in some of those conversations with the county, and they're looking at that section as an underserved area, whether that's as close to New Lisbon as you are or further out. I'm not real sure. They're going to be looking at where providers can't get to try to boost that infrastructure. So But with, you know, the agreement we have with the county, hopefully we could work together on something like that if we needed to.
Right.
Any other wireless questions?
Are we gonna, do you think we'll be up and running by the start of school year?
My hope is around the start of school to have
Good.
some homes that we can start turning on. I know my neighbors, they've got nothing, or they've got a hotspot. And 4G, any vendor in this area is terrible. It's just gotten worse. And a hotspot is not enough to run a couple Google Meets or do your homework, especially if it's the kind of rigorous multimedia type homework and lessons that we're trying to push out, and our teachers have been proven to be able to do. If they don't have the connection at home, there's issues. So
There, with our registration that'll roll out on Monday, there's a technology piece that will hopefully help us identify some families that could use help before school starts. If not, we're gonna lean on our staff really hard there the 1st of August to help identify those first 10, 15 families that we need to address right off the bat.
I mean, and
Nice.
thankfully and hopefully as things have calmed down pandemic wise, under the assumption that they continue that way, we will hopefully be in a place where we can do a slower rollout rather than we need this right now. And so that's my hope, is that we can turn this on slowly and add sites as we get more comfortable. So. Anything else?
I don't have any questions. I just want to commend you and everyone who's worked on this. That this is a wonderful thing for our kids.
Well, the whole team has been really working on it. I mean, Rusty's been working heavily on it this week, and with, you know, classes ending and things like that, I finally got a chance to kind of really focus on this, even though I was doing another class this week, but really focus on this as a big target. And so finally it was like, okay, this is kind of how this is going to work. And if this piece of it or this implementation of the way we're trying to do it doesn't work as far as parts of it, we've got vendors that we have good relationships with that we can pick up the phone and say, okay, I need backup. I need you to help me make this work. And security of our internal network and what our primary function is high on my list, to make sure that this initiative doesn't make us vulnerable in any way. It's an addition. It doesn't add any unnecessary risk. We're doing our best to mitigate that and make sure everything's in good shape.
Thank you.
So while all that's been going on, we've been working on a new website for a long time. And you know, they might have said it shouldn't take very long, but I don't know what timeline they were on. But the biggest piece of the new website, and the vendor is Edleo that we end up going with, is to focus on ease of use. It has a nice built-in communication suite, so that's social media integration, newsletters. It bundles in the calling system and the texting system, and so once that all gets rolling like it's supposed to, we'll be able to discontinue our other solution and use this as our primary focus. It's got teacher pages, so all the teachers that, you know, depending on how we push that out or what kind of decisions we make on that, the teachers will be able to have their own web page, whether that has their content on it. It can connect to Google Classroom, so they can bring those two together. And we've got some teachers that have made some really impressive websites or Google Classrooms or home pages, especially during the pandemic. So this gives them a better place to house those and a kind of one-stop shop to go to. I know we're going to have all the teachers at least make some way of people being able to get in there and look at it. Here's the links. These are live. You guys have seen the video, and it's right there on the forefront. Starts automatically showing off the neat things we're doing, and our kids and all the different experiments. And this project Lead the Way right there shows off the building, and it's got your closed captioning. Edleo's big on ADA compliance, and it's baked right in to make sure that we're doing everything we can to make sure everybody can understand what's on our website. The different links are across there underneath the banner. There's the high school site. Neil got access to it this morning, and he's already done a great job throwing some pictures up. Reached out to some of his staff. Melissa Adelsberger sent some of these out and was able to kind of get those already on the site. And you can see, and it's the north side site, Mark's not as fast as Neil.
Mark went home at noon.
I'm not gonna let that slide. Anyway, and so you can see,
Thanks,
yeah, you're welcome. You can see our story, and that's where some of those news articles are gonna be, and that's stuff that can be 100% updated by the administrators at any point, whether that's on their phone, wherever they are. Dump a picture right in there, and it's gonna go there. They can click a couple buttons, and that same our story will funnel out to Twitter, Facebook, wherever we want to send it, and also bring them back to our site. It's integrated, the calendar's integrated with Google, so as we add stuff, it's just gonna pop up there, and it'll be all part of it. Registration, it's there, links are there, so I don't know if they work yet. That will be fixed in about a day. We just turned it on this morning, which means there are little bits and pieces that aren't fully finished. So, yeah, hit advanced, and then proceed anyway. That should disappear tomorrow. It's a nice, neat site. We've been hitting it pretty hard this week to try to make sure that, other than those little gotchas, that, like I said, will be gone tomorrow, that the links that across all work take you to something that is some amount of data and information. Might not be fully fleshed out yet, but it's not placeholder text. That's the biggest goal when we launched, was this isn't just, I didn't want any coming soons, and Phil has been really, that's been his primary focus this week and last week. He's been focused on this website, and I mean, for months beforehand. I kind of dropped in his lap and said go. And he's been doing a great job.
Looks good.
He had to put all the closed captioning in by hand because some of the automatic captioning before didn't say what we wanted. to put it nicely. But you know, the login button's up there. There's tons of material, and as we gain some time and get the website more figured out, we'll be able to add more and more to the site. So it's got that nice, common, modern look and feel. So I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, I think it's heads and shoulders above where we were, no doubt. Much cleaner, and much easier for multiple people to update pictures and information too. So
People can find what they need to find.
right.
That's the hope, and you know, you guys get on there, click around, and if you're like, how am I supposed to find this? There's this thing. If I was a parent, I'm coming to the district. I want to find. I can't find it. Let us know, because that's the. I mean, we're used to the navigation of the site, and that was the old site as well. We're used to. Oh yeah, it's right here, 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 here. It's right there. That's exactly what you need. Well, it's because that's what we use it. Well, if somebody's looking at. Moving this way, and they bring up the school's website, which is a huge attractor to an area, and they can't find what they want. That was one of the benefits when Kathy Thompson came and helped us kind of work on our old website. She's like, I can't find any information that I want as a new parent, and that brought that new, fresh perspective. So it's been a lot of work, but it's been good. There is, I think the next slide or whatever, there's an app as well that parents, teachers, anybody can get, and you get the exact same app. Everybody gets the School News by Ed Leo app, and you add the 3 schools. The schools are kind of independent, Northside High School and the corporation site, but you add those 3, we can push out notifications through the app as well. Once parents and teachers and whoever gets the app, we can use that for notifications, and they can just scroll through and see our calendar and our current events. So.
And once we work out a couple more bugs, we'll do a big campaign to push people, in particular, to the app, so we can get the push notifications through the app as well.
Absolutely.
Nice job.
Good job.
All right, thanks, sir.
All right.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Your team's on
You're
it.
welcome. It's been busy.
Okay, we are up to action items. Claims approval.
I move to approve claims 7323 through 7404, and payroll claims number 10 and 11.
I make a motion to approve those as well.
Okay, he moved, so you're seconding? Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Tim,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Beth,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes.
Okay, it has been approved. Any field trips?
Nope, no field trips. We're just ready for the personnel items.
Personnel consent agenda.
Start first with, I guess back in March or April, we posted a job for what we kind of thought was going to be a unicorn, and turns out we found a unicorn.
We did find a
Actually, I
unicorn.
think you said you're
Yes,
looking
I
for a
did.
unicorn. I think we found one.
I had to eat my
And
words.
looking for an elementary, someone with an elementary license and with a music background. And so I'm happy to recommend Linda Sprunger as our new Northside Elementary music teacher. Mr. Winkle, you have anything you'd like to add?
It's interesting how life goes, it kind of goes in a cycle and circles, and to have Linda back and her husband back in the community, she and I went to school together years ago, and if you ever get a chance to talk to Linda about her adventures, it's worth hearing, because they really are. I mean, she just has a servant's heart, and that's what she does. She's spent a lifetime serving others, and to have her back to us is pretty incredible. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to have her. Appreciate you.
I didn't know I was a unicorn.
Well, I don't know if you know this, there's not a lot of whole music education folks out there in general, especially with an elementary background. So
I told him finding somebody with a combination of a music degree plus an LEd degree was like seeing a dragon and a unicorn walking down Columbia Street. And lo and behold, there you are. So,
And there's a mix of special ed in there too. So.
No.
and special ed, yeah. And you're a Linda, so I mean, how much better can it get?
And the other thing that is she's Spanish, speaks Spanish as well.
Which is
Oh,
perfect.
that's great. That's great.
Well, I
Again,
started school here, I was here through fourth grade, and my folks made the move to Winchester, and now I get to come back.
Yay.
Yay.
well, we're happy to have you, and we hope you call this place home until you're ready to walk away from education. So welcome to our team. Ask the board recognize her by approving that recommendation.
We need a motion.
I make a
I
motion
make
to
a
approve.
motion that we accept Linda Sprunger as our new elementary PE, or elementary
PE teacher.
She said no on the PE. She's willing to do a lot of things. PE's not one of them.
I don't like it.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? I think it's a perfect solution. We needed a unicorn, thank you.
Tim,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Bev,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes.
All right. Well, congratulations. Welcome to our family.
thank you, I'm very glad to hear.
Excellent. The next item on your agenda is the recommendation of Abigail Judy to join our fourth grade teaching team. She's here with her husband Logan. So happy to see you both here tonight. Young family. Abigail's been at Jay County. I kind of shared this with the board, but I've never seen a group so excited to tell me about an interview after they got done with this young lady. I wasn't a part of it, but the fourth grade team and Mr. Winkle and Mr. Cash were pretty excited, and even more excited when she accepted the offer. So you set high expectations for yourself. No pressure, but Abigail, we would love to have you part of our team, and I just ask the board take that. Mark, you have anything you want to add to that?
You're absolutely right. You sit through interviews and you have things scripted out, so to speak, but then, it gets its own pace and it starts its own personality, and she interjected her enthusiasm for education, and it's contagious. Enthusiasm is contagious, we know that. And so to get somebody young, energetic, passionate about education, it's just a win all the way around. So, and it's kind of a unique situation. They're expecting their first one in child in July as well. So we don't get just these two. we get an addition in July, so this is cool.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Exciting.
I'll make a
I'll
motion.
make that motion.
Okay.
Can't be Wendy's.
Yes.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Tim,
Welcome to fourth grade.
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Bev,
Yes.
Wendy.
Yes.
All right.
Welcome to our family,
Thank you.
both of
I'm
you.
excited.
Logan, and I don't say it lightly, working with a lot of people over time, you quickly, when you meet someone, say they're going to gel well with their team. And I don't know the team as well as they do, but you're going to fit in just fine. So welcome to our family. Most beautiful part about this now is we have no qualms. If you're like, hey, I got the job, I can leave. Doesn't hurt our feelings. You're welcome to stay, but Mr. Winkle will probably lead the way out the door because he rarely stays. But ladies, thank you so much. I
Thank
look
you.
forward to working
Thank
with
you.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Logan, I
Nice
hope
meeting
you're
you.
excited as well.
I am, thank you.
You
Nice
got-
to meet everybody.
You got a lot going on, young man.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr.
Take
Winkle.
care.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Next items there's, Northside was able to replace someone that's joined my office, and Melissa Harder with Alicia Emmerich. She plans to get started, I think, at the end of July once she's ready to come closing the books. Melissa will help train her as she's being trained, so appreciate Melissa doing that. Couple coaching recommendations, and then the resignation of Karen Mendenhall High School. We can kind of bundle those all together if the board doesn't mind.
Okay, we can do that. We can.
I make
we-
a motion that we
Okay.
approve the changes to the additions. Let me spit it out. Oh.
Accept the personnel recommendations.
Yes, personnel recommendations.
There you
Thank
go. We need a second.
I'll second.
Has been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Tim,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Bev,
Yes.
Wendy.
Yes.
Okay, and those personnel recommendations are approved. Any retirements at this time?
No, ma'am.
Good. Updates?
Yep, a couple updates for the board and just for conversation. Summer project update, moving along. I talked to Scott Huffman this morning just because he's been here for a little while doing classroom cleaning, that kind of stuff. And yeah, Tim, you can attest to this. He said, I feel really good about where we're at. He said, just ask me when we get back from shutdown because it seems like it's all out at that point. But they feel good about where they're at, cleaning schedule wise. They started pulling playground equipment today to install a new playground on the west playground. So that's in motion. Aaron Mendenhall will be out to do the parking lots on the east side one of these weekends and then here in the next couple weeks. And Aaron Engel is putting down flooring like crazy. We're wearing that man out, but he's got the high school rooms done. The KISS TV room looks great. He put a green screen floor down for him. I think it turned out very well. And then he's down the pod, replacing the carpet down there. So all those things are moving. Still waiting on some quotes for the softball PA tower. So we're still waiting on that. And right now lumber prices are, so it's kind of,
Ridiculous.
it's an odd time and it's hard to get quotes right now too, to be quite honest with you. Other than that, I just asked the board, do you have any questions on some things that you thought were going on that are not, or updates on anything?
I think we're good.
Okay. Next item, just again, this is open discussion with the board. At our July meeting, I have to present our reopening plan. It has to be within 30 days of ESSER 3, right, Andy?
Yes, that's great.
We have to have approval from the board on what our plan is to reopen. And I know it's a hot topic. We can't really hide behind that. I think I'd be remiss if I didn't say that I think we're at a point where I would like to see us reopen normal. I feel strongly that people still have the opportunity to get vaccinated to protect themselves and go that direction. And I also know in talking to county superintendents, that it's their intentions to open normal, but this is just an opportunity for the board to share your thoughts, feelings as we prepare for August 10th, 11th. Bring our kids and students back in the building.
By normal, you mean normal schedules, normal sized classes, and no masks?
Yes, and I say normal size classes, but we've made some staffing additions, especially specifically at the elementary, to drive down some of our large group as far as class sizes. So there are some things that we're using. Yes, there are 3 funds to help mitigate social distancing or that type of stuff, but that's where I'm at. And like I said, I know there's a lot of different feelings and perspectives on it, and I appreciate and value them all. But I guess discussion from the board on where you would like for me to be when I present a plan in July. I think we will put in, here's how we plan to enter, but if we were to turn into a red county, for example, we would maybe make some
Sure.
changes. And we've got to be flexible and fluid as far as that's concerned.
It's
But
conditional.
I would say we're a green light county right now and a green light state, but that is still fluid. It can change. I mean, every day you check the news, there's something else going on with COVID and variants and those type of things. So
I think if that remains the same, a normal reopening would be to our advantage.
There we go.
I agree. I think
Okay.
go as normal as we can until we're told otherwise.
My only concern
That
is
is not guaranteed.
that we keep an eye on the numbers and we keep encouraging people to get vaccinated, because if people want to have a normal school year, we need to get our community to get vaccinated and to continue to encourage it and to help protect our children and our teachers and staff.
Yeah, we can encourage.
sorry, Wendy, our alarm's going off down at the fitness lab, so it's
I
kind
hear it now.
Hopefully it's not Hunter, I'm just kidding.
But Wendy and I discussed that in some ways to encourage staff members to get vaccinated, and the same with students. But it's also, we have to understand our community, and our community has, I think the ones that are going to get vaccinated have probably made that decision. Not that we shouldn't still encourage it, but that's just the environment in which we are in. And I know there's different feelings out there. I know that there's some donut schools or IPS schools that are saying, if you're vaccinated, no mask, no, you're good to go. But if you're not vaccinated, that they want you to wear a mask. So there's different ways people are looking at this. But I feel good about our strategies and where we're at, and especially as a county, that I would, sitting here today, say we make August 11th look as normal as possible.
Same here.
Sounds good.
Yep, agree.
All right.
Okay?
We're still going to continue to work with the county health department though, right?
Yes, yep.
They're
I'll,
at their mercy all the time.
Yep. I meet with Dr. Swinski on July 7th, the county superintendent's due, and we're going to kind of share with him the feedback that we've gotten from the board and our staff, and see how he feels about where we're at, and that'll play into our decisions as well. But yeah, we meet with him right after the 4th of July, and I'll definitely let the board know how that conversation goes.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's all I have as far as updates go.
Okay, new business.
Really, the first item there is budget workshop. It is just discussion on, typically this board, and rightfully so, hasn't had a real strong opinion on bus replacement. We're on a pretty good cycle, that it's naturally, it's happened. Brad has had it set up for 10 years, and we've been in really good shape there. So that rotation will continue. I don't have any plans of deviating from that, but really the one that I would like board feedback from is capital projects, and if there's anything the board has noticed as they're out and about that they would like to see me write into the budget to correct in 2022. So, are there any items that stick out?
I don't think I have anything unless,
I think we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, the only thing that sticks out every time I walk down there is the flooring in the pod, the carpet in the pod. We've got to address that. It's been here for a while, and when your playground's mulch, it just, it turns a different color on the day. But it'd be nice to put something like a tile or a vinyl tile in there that's
Sure.
easier to clean, those type of things. But we are in great shape. You're exactly right. But I would say if the board has anything between now and our July meeting, shoot me an email, text, give me a call, stop by. If you want to walk the grounds, be happy to do that. Another set of eyes never hurt anybody, so.
Okay,
That's all I have as far as budgeting workshop. Pretty.
okay. 8.2.
Next item here, and the next items are all really big, and just really appreciate the conversation from the board to get to this point. First item, I'm asking that the board look to increase all of our starting hourly positions by $2. This will make us far more competitive in the world right now that we're in as far as pay. And everybody's struggling to get help. Bev would attest to that 1,000%. It's just very, very difficult. And trying to entice people, we're working with kids and trying to get them in our building to.
They deserve it.
And we're gonna have a number of jobs posted after this board meeting as far as support staff, and we'll see how it goes filling them, but I think this is a little bit bigger carrot, so I just ask that the board approve that $2 raise for starting positions.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
It has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay,
Tim,
Just glad we
Yes.
can do this.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Linda,
yes.
Bev,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes,
Excellent. Has been approved.
Next item here is to increase our hourly folks by $2. And that's our cafeteria staff, and secretaries, our instructional aides, custodial maintenance, all those folks. Move them up $2, the folks that have been with us. So not only are we addressing starting pay, but we're gonna move them up. But also, if you look at point 3.1 through 3, I think we really need to consider how we're recognizing those people that stick with Randolph Eastern. So I'm asking that we increase an additional 1% for those that have been here 5 to 9 years, up 1.5% for those 10 to 14 years, and an additional 2% for those 15 plus. And again, I appreciate the board's conversation on this topic and the support, but ask for a motion to make that happen.
I'll make a motion for that.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? It's needed. It's a loyalty raises. It's worth a lot, so it's perfect.
Tim,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Bev,
Yes.
Wendy,
yes. It's nice to finally have money to do this.
Yeah, and I would be remiss, the state's stepped up and helped us some ways, some of the grants, obviously, that Andy's worked on, and some of the ESSER funds are opening up ways to do it, but it's just the right thing to do for them when you're doing it out.
Yeah.
So. Next item there, 8.4, is an increase for our bus drivers to remain competitive with where the county is. That's to move up $5 a day to $80 a day for our bus drivers.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second.
And second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Bev second.
Tim,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Bev,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes.
It has been approved. Thank you.
Next item here, and I shared some raises that I'm recommending for 260-day employees with the board. They've had a chance to review those, just ask that you approve those at this time as well.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve 260 employees raises.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay.
Tim,
Yep.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Bev,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes.
Next item here is same with our administrative contracts. The board's had a chance to review the increases I'm asking for there, and also to extend their contracts from July 1, 2021 through June 30th, 2023, which is normal practice for us.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll
I'll
second.
second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Bev seconded.
I would like to say this last year could have been much more of a nightmare had we not had these administrators in place. So they are very much appreciated, and this is what should be done.
Tim,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes,
Deb,
Yes.
just mixing it up.
She's getting bored. That's how we know when Linda's getting bored. She starts asking out of order. Next item here, just asking the board, and again, this is definitely open to discussion, but we currently have 2 vehicles that are used for staff travel. I'll be honest with you, they both sit 95% of the time, and we're paying to insure and maintain 2 vehicles. And I just don't see the need for it. I would ask that after driver's training, I get the board's permission to part ways with those 2 vehicles, buy 1 small SUV, and leave it on grounds for travel. Our training is a lot of it's going to remain virtual. We bring a lot of training to us as far as for our staff. The travel has just been cut, and a lot of that's going to stick. And like I said, I just don't like insuring 2 vehicles to sit still back in our back parking lot 95% of the time.
Now, will the driver's training next year use the SUV?
Yep, so
That-
I would have that pedal put on that one too, yeah.
I make a motion that.
I'll
get
second.
rid of 'em.
It has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All right.
Tim,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Bev,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes,
Next 2 items here we'll approve together, but again, working on ESSER funds and Andy's work on that can't be overlooked. And we've made room for mental health services, and we've got 2 contracts, one with Meridian Health Services to be on site 18 hours a week, and another with Centerstone Mental Health Services to be on site 10 hours a week. And they're kind of going to be at our disposal where we need them most. And talking to Kathy Moore, she said right away, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade is definitely a place that we need to put some supports in for our kids. And excited and happy to do this. These are partnerships that have existed, but not to this extent.
Right.
And again, the federal dollars have made it possible to do this. So
Good.
we can approve the Meridian Health and Centerstone contracts together.
I'd say, I make a motion to approve items 8.8 and 8.9 for the help with Meridian Services and from Centerstone Mental Health Services. And I'm glad we can do it.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay.
Tim,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes.
Bev,
Yes.
She's trying to trick you.
sorry.
Next item here is discussion on prom being held off-site next year and in the future. I think, honestly, I just think it's time. Hosting prom in our gym has become a pretty large burden as far as setup and tear down, and puts a lot of different pressures on our building. We do have a site picked out, and that's the Wedding Factory in Albany, right down 28. It's a very nice facility that Neil and Jason have went and toured personally. It's a good straight shot. And Wendy had asked, what do we do about kids that can't get there? We'll work through that. Our kids have traditionally been very good about offering up to take kids with them in the past, and I think that's something we'd have to monitor. But I think we would still host a local prom walk, but we'd get them down the road, down 28 to this all-site facility for prom in the future. So just ask that the board entertain that recommendation.
Most schools
I
do
know what we forgot
offsite
to
now.
ask,
Yeah.
though, was
I
how
think
we were gonna do the prom walk.
Yeah.
So just videotape it
I
from
don't
there,
know.
or?
No, do it here.
No, we'll do a prom walk here before they head to
Okay.
Albany for their prom. Which is, that's pretty typical for those that have off-site prom. I honestly don't know another school that still hosts prom in their building.
Right.
Yeah.
Are they doing dinner there too? A lot of them include,
But if they didn't have the prom walk for them.
a lot of them include the dinner and the ticket, like your ticket includes,
Yep, so it'll include like refreshments and snacks. And-
but not dinner.
Correct,
Okay.
right, yeah. That's a good question. Yeah, but their prom ticket prices won't go up. There's not gonna be an increase there, so,
Good,
yeah.
Good idea.
nice.
Okay. So we need a motion? Or are we just,
Yeah, we probably, I would like to approve it just
okay.
because it's kind of a historical.
We've done it before. We've done it before.
Have we?
Yeah.
Okay.
we've done it. We did it and then they brought it back,
Yeah,
what,
for
about
some-
3, 4, well, maybe it's been longer than that, years, yeah.
Okay,
I'll
Yeah,
make
we-
a motion to have it offsite.
gotcha. Was that part of the problem bringing it back? I sure hope not.
Probably.
Oh,
Way to go,
what's that?
Aaron.
I'll second that.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Yeah.
Motion.
Rhonda?
Any further discussion?
Tim,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Bev,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes.
And that's been approved. Okay, moving on.
All right, the next item here is, because that pesky baseball team and their success over the years.
If they just quit winning.
We don't want that. But is to move graduation, and we've had a little bit of email back and forth about the topic, and really it's just the recommendations to move it to Friday. It's got to be Friday evening or Sunday to really to avoid major issues. Mr. Adams and I said to the board, you know, we like Friday because giving Saturday and Sunday a chance to host parties and that kind of stuff. But we're honestly in a position, I shared, that we're not going to be upset either way. We're open. We understand travel restraints on a Friday as well. But I just asked the board for your thoughts and for a recommendation to get off a Saturday afternoon
yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's stressful.
It is very
Yes,
stressful.
as a parent, you know that for a fact.
So pros or cons,
was.
Friday or Sunday? Anybody?
I would prefer
I like
Sunday.
Friday.
I prefer Sunday.
I like Friday also.
I like
Yeah.
Sunday.
I prefer Sunday,
Hmm,
but.
we've got a tie.
That's just my thought. But
Guess who the tiebreaker is?
I just feel like a Friday you're
Friday,
rushed.
we get more
Yeah.
I don't
teachers to
know.
be there. That's a thing. And then also, like I always had family come to stay, and it was hard to host everybody there and then have a graduation on a Sunday, and then they gotta turn around and leave early because they have to be back in Pennsylvania for work the next day. So that's another thing too.
But I think it's hard for parents to get off
Just
to
that
work.
I
That
ran
work
into
and
with
be
the Sunday.
at a graduation
My
unless they
girls
take the
were
day
down.
off. That's my thing.
So how we do this?
I don't know.
Well,
I think teachers will still come whether it's a Sunday or not. If they
Sure.
want to come to graduation,
You
and
get the same teachers that,
you'll get the same teachers that come because they're dedicated teachers and they want to be there.
Well, we're gonna make a little change to it, how we pass out diplomas. We're gonna move, and it's a leader me thing, but they encourage schools to have seniors write a letter to a staff member that was meaningful to them, and that person that receives the letter, the expectations they're there at graduation to give them their diploma.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's something we're gonna do
That's
too.
very nice.
will we go back to the
Great.
parents sitting in the floor like
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was hard for Scott to see.
Okay, so where are we on Friday or Sunday?
Well, so
There is-
So the recommendation is Friday. We can take a vote on that.
Okay.
And if it's, you know, declined, then I would say we take a vote on Sunday.
I make a motion to go Friday at 7:00.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded.
You heard it.
Any further
Interesting
discussion?
predicament.
Tim,
Yes.
Rhonda,
No.
Linda,
Yes.
Bev,
no.
Wendy,
Yes.
Okay, I saw it.
So
It's all
We
good,
had
Friday.
3 yes and 2 no's.
So it's on Friday.
So it carries, we'll do it on Friday, and either 3 people are gonna say, hey, that went great, or we're gonna get 2, I told you so.
It'll work out, either way.
And
I
for the
don't
next
really-
year, if that
It just
doesn't work.
needed to be not on Saturday.
And for the year
that's
after,
my
we
thing.
can-
I don't really care. I mean,
But
I
for the
just.
year after that, we can go back, we can
Yeah.
do a Sunday if Friday doesn't
I
work.
think, yeah, if it doesn't, but I would do want to establish that we keep it consistent. We don't keep changing
Yeah,
it year by
let's
year.
just do
Yeah.
Friday, so people know.
And I don't
And
even
then-
know how we went back from Sunday to Saturday. I don't even, that was probably.
That was you. That was you. I know that one for
Oh.
a fact. Because you came in here and you was like, look, I got the petition signed. Yes. You just left it on
It's all
Sunday.
good. Really, it'll work out. I mean, and it's
To my
just,
defense,
you know,
the baseball tournament changed.
No, yeah, this is not Saturday. That's the only thing. That was really difficult.
So we're okay on that.
Oh, yeah, it's
Okay.
good.
Good.
Alright.
It's good.
That's the
Thank you.
only split vote I think this board has ever had.
That's that makes sense.
I was just
I
wondering.
disagree with that, but that's.
Well, I mean, with this,
Everything wasn't always fine.
this specific board.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's all good.
All right.
Okay.
Next item there is I do need the board's permission to go ahead and move to fill positions between now and the July board meeting to give people peace of mind to fill. Got a couple teaching positions, a couple aid positions we're going
I
to
just,
fill.
yeah.
And I'll bring them to the board in July. And as always, I'll notify the board, here's our applicants, and I'll give you a chance to let me know if you got concerns.
Okay.
But if you do need a
I make the
motion.
motion that we give Aaron, Mr. Black, the permission to make the hires that they're gonna need before the end of this next month here.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Tim,
Yes.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Beth,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes.
Okay, that has been approved.
Next here, just review reports and just ask the board if they have any questions. Our ADM closed out right at 870, which is 5 down from September, but that's not odd. And some of that were late move outs down at the elementary, I believe, but it's a revolving door, and I say that every board meeting, but it does, it's pretty
Fluctuates.
yeah, so. The other things, as far as we're concerned, I think budget target, we're right on track, in a good place, and again, the central office working hard, Andy working to recoup some money, back, some cash balance back from federal funds, for some things paid for. We talked about the digital
Right.
sign, we can go back and get that paid for, those type of things, so that'll help our cash balance as well.
Okay. Corporation department comments? Corporation staff comments? I'm not hearing anything. I'm getting thumbs up, so that's good. Superintendent comments?
Just 2 quick things. First, for the board, the building project discussion for next year continues. Had a good meeting this week with the leadership team, and they're meeting with the breakout teams. They had you on you didn't get a calendar invite? Because they recognized you. And we couldn't see who was there. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, they said,
No.
in Bevsel. I'll tell you.
Okay.
But, so we had a good kind of launch meeting, and they passed it down. The Northside team, the RTI, EL, and SPED team have met with SiteLogic yesterday, separately by themselves. Jen, Vincent's meeting with them. Blake, Cindy, and Brittany sometime next week, I think, maybe?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
I know that's the plan. And then we're meeting again on July first. I'll make sure you get.
And 13th.
Yeah. I'll make sure that they send all those calendar invites out, and I'll make,
Okay.
if you don't get it, let me know.
Okay.
It's an interesting meeting. They have some
I
cool
didn't get
ideas.
mine till like, the last minute, so I didn't know about it either.
Well, so the meetings that we're talking about are, Linda and Bev agreed to be a part of those because I can't have 3
Oh,
for quorum
Yeah.
reasons, so. Yeah,
Okay.
but I'll make sure. We're not you didn't miss a ton, so you just missed some conceptual stuff, but I'll make sure you get caught up.
Yeah, it was just preliminary.
Yeah. The other item is Vision Corner. Just, again, a quick update. Mayor Spence emailed me, or texted me today, said the city did get another $100,000 grant from rural development to go toward Vision Corner. We're approaching $500,000 for that building, which is incredible.
Nice.
And they also got good news. It does look like SiteLogic's going to be able to do the work. I just found that out late today. So that's moving along, and our goal is fall 22. Becky and Chad and I met Tuesday or Wednesday this week for a good hour and 15 minutes to talk about Apache and their role down there. And she's getting real excited. She helped with the footprint, the drawings, those type of things. So
Awesome.
that project's
Great.
moving along, and there's funding coming in to back it up.
Perfect.
Good.
So, but that's the updates I have.
Okay.
I'm attending the school law seminar today and then tomorrow morning. And tomorrow's morning's topic is about coming back to school and COVID, so it'll be interesting.
Good. Okay, board comments. All right,
I just got a couple.
Thank you, everybody. Bill back there for all their work they've done.
You got the thumbs up.
yep,
Good.
I think our summer PE program has went the best it's been in years. And I commend Clint
and Brittany. Yeah.
And Miss
and Brittany Osborne on top of everything else. They CPR first aid certified 36 young men and women. So that's pretty
That's
impressive.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep,
That's great.
So when they recert as seniors, it'll be easy.
it will be.
okay. Any other board comments before I open my mouth?
Good.
All right, here I go. Our school corporation has been a leader in a lot of things, and it's getting noticed. I heard of 3 school corporations this week that have changed some things that they've done. 2 in Indiana and 1 in Ohio, or that may be planning to change, but are following our lead in what we're doing. So what we're doing for our kids is being noticed and is rippling out to other corporations, which I think is probably the highest compliment we can receive. So huge kudos to our leadership, to our entire staff, to everyone that works together to make this an amazing place. I just want to make it clear that we are a team and we're all doing it together and it's being noticed. So that's absolutely wonderful. That's what we need. Okay. In other news, Linda is officially retiring July 31st. This will be her last board meeting to take the minutes. It's never going to be the same.
She's passing the torch on.
Passing the torch. So I would suggest giving her a hand.
Everything you didn't want. There you go, you're welcome.
And a big thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been great. You're
Can
very
we give
much
can you give the board a quick update on how training's going? I know we're past corporation comments, so are we doing okay?
She's doing well.
Also, how do you
Next week,
feel?
We're gonna do payroll again, and
Well, she's still here,
Forget
so
it.
that's positive.
That's exactly what I said after the first payroll. I said,
back.
you came back. Yeah.
So after
We
the
sure
training
was good.
hasn't even started, you keep coming back. This is a good thing. We're glad you're doing that.
She's a good teacher.
And we don't expect you to be Linda, we expect you to be Melissa, so it's all good.
I think Melissa's pretty comfortable in her in person.
Take that as a compliment, right?
Yes. If there
Thank you,
are,
Linda.
oh, and you can always come back to visit. Well,
Thank you, Wendy.
Yes.
okay, because you're always a part of
You
our
might see me
family.
sitting back there in those seats.
You can sit back there and make comments if you want to. Sure.
She's gonna heck,
She
yeah.
can sit back there and heckle us.
That's right.
Give Bill bunny ears during the meeting if you want to, you know, whatever. So, but you're always part of the family, so you know you're always
I
welcome.
appreciate that. I'm gonna miss everyone.
Okay. Any other comments?
We'll miss you.
Yeah, definitely miss you. All right, this meeting is adjourned.
Yay.
Board, I was supposed to bring the superintendent evaluations with me tonight, and I forgot them. So I'll bring them to the central office. They will be due at our